Beyond the edges of the map, a frozen frontier awaits your discovery. Join us as we uncover the secrets of our planet's most extreme reaches. Welcome to Beyond Nexa.
The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, yet it remains one of the least explored places in the entire solar system. Beneath the endless blue surface lies a world so vast, so mysterious, and so hostile that it makes the surface of Mars seem surprisingly familiar. Thousands of meters below the waves, beyond the reach of sunlight, exists a place where almost no human has ever been. A place so deep that only a handful of people have witnessed it with their own eyes. It is darker than the longest night, colder than most places on Earth, and subjected to pressures so immense that they would instantly destroy almost any machine ever built. This is the Mariana Trench. Welcome to Beyond Nexa, where science meets mystery. Our journey begins in the western Pacific Ocean, east of the Mariana Islands. From above, nothing about the sea gives away the incredible world hidden beneath it. Calm waves stretch endlessly toward the horizon, reflecting the sky as if nothing extraordinary existed below. But appearances can be deceiving. Imagine standing on the deck of a research vessel. The engines fall silent as scientists prepare one of the most advanced submersibles ever built. Every system is carefully checked. Cameras are activated. Pressure sensors begin recording. Outside, the ocean appears peaceful. Inside the submersible, however, everyone knows they are about to enter one of the most dangerous environments on Earth. Slowly, the vehicle slips beneath the surface. For a brief moment, sunlight still dances through the water, creating beautiful patterns that seem almost magical. Schools of colorful fish swim effortlessly around coral reefs, and the ocean feels vibrant and alive. But that peaceful world quickly begins to disappear. With every passing meter, the light grows weaker. The brilliant blue above slowly fades into darker shades until only faint traces remain. At around 200 meters, most sunlight has already vanished. By 1,000 meters, complete darkness surrounds the submersible. There is no sunrise. There is no sunset. Only endless night. Unlike the darkness we experience on land, this darkness has existed for millions of years without interruption. Entire ecosystems have evolved here without ever seeing a single ray of sunlight. The deeper the submersible travels, the colder the water becomes. Temperatures hover just above freezing, yet the immense pressure prevents the water from turning into ice. Pressure increases rapidly. Every 10 meters of descent adds another atmosphere of pressure. At 100 meters, the force pressing against the hull is already dangerous. At 1,000 meters, it becomes almost unimaginable. Yet the journey has barely begun. The Mariana Trench reaches nearly 11 kilometers beneath the surface. To truly understand its scale, imagine placing Mount Everest inside the trench. Even the tallest mountain on Earth would disappear completely beneath the ocean, with more than a mile of water still covering its summit. Nothing else on our planet reaches such incredible depths. The deepest section of this underwater canyon is known as Challenger Deep. Here, pressure exceeds 16,000 pounds per square inch. That is more than 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure we experience every day. It is roughly equivalent to placing the weight of 50 fully loaded jumbo jets onto a single human body. No ordinary submarine could survive here. Steel would buckle, glass would shatter, electronics would fail. Only specially engineered submersibles built with titanium pressure spheres and advanced composite materials can even attempt this descent. Even then, every dive carries enormous risk. Every bolt, every seal, every electrical connection must function perfectly. There is no room for error. A single structural failure would result in an implosion so violent that it would happen faster than the human brain could process what was occurring. For this reason, fewer people have visited Challenger Deep than have walked on the surface of the moon. While humanity has launched thousands of satellites, explored distant planets, and sent robotic spacecraft beyond our solar system, Earth's deepest frontier remains almost completely unexplored. Ironically, we know more about parts of outer space than we do about the deepest regions of our own planet. And that raises an incredible question. If almost nobody has ever been here, what exactly is waiting in the darkness below? The first explorers of the abyss. As the submersible continues its slow descent, radio communication with the surface becomes increasingly limited. At these incredible depths, ordinary radio waves cannot travel through the dense ocean. Instead, scientists rely on acoustic signals that move slowly through the water, making communication delayed and remarkably difficult. Every passing minute feels longer than the last. Outside the small viewing window, there is absolutely nothing to see. No fish, no plants, no light, only an endless black void stretching in every direction. The feeling is unlike anything humans experience on land. There are no landmarks, no horizon, and no sense of distance. The darkness is so complete that even powerful lights disappear after only a few meters, swallowed by the black water surrounding the submersible. This is known as the midnight zone, and below it lies an even more hostile environment called the Hadal Zone, a region named after Hades, the ancient Greek god of the underworld. Very few humans have ever entered this world. The first successful journey to Challenger Deep took place on January 23, 1960. Swiss oceanographer Jacques Picard and United States Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh climbed inside a revolutionary submersible called Trieste. Unlike modern exploration vehicles filled with advanced computers, the Trieste was remarkably simple by today's standards. Its pressure sphere measured just over 2 meters across, leaving barely enough room for the two explorers to sit inside for hours. As the vessel descended deeper and deeper into the Pacific Ocean, enormous pressure squeezed against its steel walls. Nearly 4 hours passed before they finally reached the bottom. No human had ever traveled this deep before. For a few incredible moments, they became the most isolated people on Earth. Looking through the small observation window, they saw a flat seabed covered in fine sediment. Every movement stirred clouds of soft mud that floated through the water like smoke drifting through the air. Their historic mission lasted only about 20 minutes before they began the long journey back to the surface. For more than 50 years, no one repeated their achievement. Many scientists believed the risks were simply too great. Technology had advanced dramatically, but reaching nearly 11 kilometers beneath the ocean still represented one of engineering's greatest challenges. Then, in 2012, filmmaker James Cameron decided to change that. Known worldwide for directing films like Titanic and Avatar, Cameron had spent years fascinated by deep-sea exploration. Instead of joining an existing expedition, he helped design a completely new submersible built specifically for a solo dive to Challenger Deep. The vehicle, called Deep Sea Challenger, was unlike anything ever built before. Tall, narrow, and painted bright green, it was engineered to survive pressures that would instantly crush ordinary submarines. After hours of descent, Cameron became the first person in history to complete a solo journey to the deepest point on Earth. What he described afterward surprised many people. Rather than finding an exciting underwater world filled with giant monsters, he described the landscape as hauntingly empty, cold, silent, almost lifeless. Yet beneath that apparent emptiness, scientists would later discover an astonishing variety of organisms perfectly adapted to this impossible environment. In 2019, another explorer pushed humanity's knowledge even further. Victor Vescovo, an American explorer and former naval officer, launched the 5 Deeps expedition, an ambitious mission to reach the deepest point in each of Earth's 5 oceans. Using one of the most advanced submersibles ever constructed, the DSV limiting factor, he successfully completed multiple dives to Challenger Deep. Unlike previous missions that reached the trench only once, the limiting factor proved that repeated exploration of the deepest ocean was finally becoming possible. For scientists around the world, this marked the beginning of a new era. Modern cameras captured incredibly detailed images. Robotic arms collected rock samples. Sensitive instruments measured temperature, pressure, and water chemistry with unprecedented accuracy. Every expedition revealed something unexpected. Some discoveries were exciting. Others were deeply disturbing. Among the rocks and sediment resting nearly 11 kilometers below the surface, researchers found something that should never have been there. A plastic bag, candy wrappers, fragments of fishing line. Even at the deepest point on Earth, humanity had already left its mark. It was a powerful reminder that no place on our planet is truly untouched. Yet pollution was only one surprise waiting in the darkness. As scientists continued exploring, they encountered creatures unlike anything anyone expected to find. animals living under pressures capable, life where nothing should survive. Against all expectations, life exists at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. At first glance, the seafloor appears completely lifeless. Thick layers of fine sediment cover the landscape like fresh snow, while freezing water and crushing pressure create one of the harshest environments on Earth. Yet beneath this silent world, an extraordinary ecosystem has evolved over millions of years. One of its most remarkable inhabitants is the Mariana snailfish. Unlike the colorful fish found in shallow tropical waters, the snailfish has almost transparent skin, soft bones, and a flexible body specially adapted to survive immense pressure. Scientists believe that if this fish were brought to the surface alive, its body would not survive the dramatic change in pressure. Nearby, countless amphipods move across the ocean floor. These tiny shrimp-like creatures may seem insignificant, but they are among the most successful animals in the deepest parts of the ocean. They feed on anything that sinks from the surface, including dead fish, algae, and even the remains of whales that slowly drift into the abyss over many years. Every piece of organic material becomes an important source of energy in this dark world. Without sunlight, there are no underwater forests or plants producing oxygen through photosynthesis. Instead, survival depends entirely on what falls from above or on chemicals released from deep within the earth. In certain areas of the trench, hydrothermal vents push superheated, mineral-rich water through cracks in the ocean floor. Although the surrounding water is only a few degrees above freezing, these vents can reach temperatures exceeding 350 degrees Celsius. Surprisingly, the intense pressure prevents the water from boiling. Around these underwater chimneys, entire ecosystems flourish. Instead of relying on sunlight, microscopic bacteria produce energy through a process called chemosynthesis. These bacteria become the foundation of a completely different food chain, supporting worms, crustaceans, mollusks, and countless microorganisms that exist nowhere else on Earth. Many scientists believe environments like these may resemble the conditions where life first began billions of years ago. Some even suggest that if life exists beneath the frozen oceans of Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus, it could survive in ways remarkably similar to the organisms living here. The Mariana Trench is not only helping us understand our own planet, it may also help us understand life beyond Earth. But exploration has revealed another surprising discovery. Researchers have identified enormous single-celled organisms called xenophyophores resting quietly on the seabed. Although each one consists of only a single cell, some grow larger than a human hand, making them among the largest single-celled organisms ever discovered. Even more astonishing, these delicate creatures thrive under pressures that would instantly destroy almost every known form of life. Every expedition uncovers new species, new behaviors, and new mysteries. Scientists estimate that countless organisms living in the deepest ocean have never been observed, photographed, or scientifically described. The deeper we explore, the more we realize how little we truly know. And what researchers found next may be one of the most unsettling discoveries ever made at the bottom of the world's deepest ocean. The greatest mystery beneath our feet. As scientists continue exploring the Mariana Trench, one truth becomes increasingly clear. Every expedition answers a few questions, but creates many more. Modern technology has allowed researchers to map large sections of the trench in incredible detail, yet vast areas remain completely unexplored. There are valleys, cliffs, caves, and deep fractures that no human eye has ever seen. Some cameras have captured brief movements at the very edge of their lights, small shadows disappearing into the darkness before they could be identified. Most scientists believe these are undiscovered species, but until they are observed again, their identity remains a mystery. The trench itself is constantly changing. Earth's tectonic plates continue their slow collision beneath the Pacific Ocean, reshaping the seafloor over millions of years. Tiny earthquakes occur regularly, reminding us that this seemingly silent world is still very much alive. Yet one of the most surprising discoveries has nothing to do with geology or strange creatures. Researchers have found microplastics, chemical pollutants, and other traces of human activity resting nearly 11 kilometers below the surface. Even the deepest place on Earth has not escaped our influence. It is a powerful reminder that our actions reach farther than we often imagine. Despite decades of scientific research, experts estimate that we have explored only a tiny fraction of the entire deep ocean. Millions of species may still be waiting to be discovered, along with geological formations and ecosystems unlike anything we've ever seen. The Mariana Trench is more than just the deepest point on Earth. It is a natural laboratory, helping scientists understand plate tectonics, extreme biology, climate history, and perhaps even how life could exist on distant worlds hidden beneath frozen oceans. Every mission into the abyss expands humanity's knowledge, proving that some of the greatest discoveries are not found in distant galaxies, but right here on our own planet. As the submersible slowly begins its ascent, darkness gradually gives way to faint shades of blue. Hour after hour, sunlight finally returns, illuminating the ocean once again. Behind it, the trench remains silent, patient, unexplored, waiting for the next expedition to descend into its endless darkness. We've walked on the moon. We've sent spacecraft beyond our solar system. Yet one of Earth's greatest frontiers still lies beneath the waves. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't somewhere out in space. Perhaps it's waiting beneath our own oceans. Thank you for exploring another incredible mystery with Beyond Nexa. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next adventure into the unknown. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, our planet still holds secrets beyond imagination.
Join us on the journey to discover more. Subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to like this video.